Hello, everybody. A very good evening to all of you. I am Deepshikha Raina from Quant Masters, and today with us we have one of our students named Harsh, who recently cleared TCS interview as an associate software engineer. Heartiest congratulations to you, Harsh from the team of Quant Masters.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome, Harsh. So, how are you feeling? I heard that you have cleared many more interviews as well.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm very happy. I have been selected in TCS in Capgemini, and I have given interview for Infosys also. So let's see what happens in that interview. So yes, ma'am, I'm very happy.
We are glad and we are actually proud of you that you are sitting here with us and talking about the interview experiences of yours.
Yeah, ma'am.
So
Actually,
yeah, please tell.
yeah, thanks, ma'am. Actually, thanks to Quant Masters for that.
Thank you, Harsh. So we will start off with the department you're from and the college you're from.
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Sri Santa Gajanan Maharaj College of Engineering, Shegaon, and I am from information technology background, and
So
I'm from 2021 batch.
okay.
Yeah.
So it was an on-campus drive for you or an off-campus?
No, ma'am. It was off-campus drive.
Okay, fine, Harsh. So I want to know, like, for starting any kind of preparation, a person always goes through various kinds of research, be it online or offline, be it referring to your seniors or friends for something. uh,
Yeah.
what was it for you? I mean, how did you go about this?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, my journey has been very interesting. Actually, for me, ma'am, in the beginning when TCS came, I could not clear the NQT exam. I scored actually near, I think below 1100 something. So and at that same time, my friends were placed. So at that moment, the was the time when I started to read and search all that stuff and do seriously get serious about my placements. So then, ma'am, I started to focus on my aptitude because to clear any company, the first step is to clear the aptitude. And
Exactly.
yes, ma'am. So I realized that. Then I started to do my practice regularly for my aptitude, for my verbal, and for my logical section. And then, ma'am, I gave a lot of companies after that. Like for that 4 months after that TCS exam, I was continuously being rejected in many companies, like off-campus drives of like some of the companies which came to our college, and some of I gave some off-campus drives. After that, I qualified for the Accenture interview, and before that point, I did not believe that I could be there in an interview. Like I did not have that confidence. Like I felt that it is something you have to be like very something different and out of this world. So I used to think like that. But suddenly I was in the Accenture interview. Unfortunately, I was not prepared for an interview because I did not think that I would qualify one. Then that interview did not went very well, and I was rejected in that interview. But man, that was very important for me because that created a sense that I can be placed in a company. So
Exactly.
yeah, that was very important for me now. And after that, after 15 days, I was qualified for the Mindtree interview. There were two rounds in Mindtree interview. Like first one was the technical interview, and second was the HR interview. I qualified the technical round. It was like a 35-minute interview. I qualified that round, but I was rejected in the HR. Then again a setback, but again it was a big learning, ma'am, because before that I was like I cannot clear a technical interview. But ma'am, clearing a 35-minute interview was a big boost for my confidence, and I think I know things. I just need to prepare well, very well. So, ma'am, then I started to prepare everything very well, and at that time I registered for Quant Masters specifically for my interview preparation. Like I came across a lot of videos on YouTube. So, ma'am, then I think that this can really help me. I joined Quant Masters. I did not had the time, so I attended the recorded lectures because the app have everything. Like you can watch them at every time because everything is present there, as well as live
Yes.
classes are also there. So ma'am, I straight away went for interview section. I watched all the videos. They were very nice. Sir has very a lot of experience. He teach me everything well. Like for preparing an interview, the first step is to prepare well. That is what the sir has taught us. First step. If you miss this first step, there is no way you can clear an interview. So that was,
Exactly.
yeah. So ma'am, that was it. Then after that, I was qualified for Capgemini interview. With the help, I qualified it. After that, like in 15 days, I was qualified for a TCS interview also. Because in next NQT exam, I scored above 1500. So I was qualified for the interview. Then I cleared that exam, that interview as well, and I was placed in TCS as well. And recently, I have given Infosys interview as well. So that was the journey.
Harsh, nice words said and remembered also. So, I think you quite had a plan before starting anything. You gave the interviews, you saw where were you lagging.
Yeah.
And with each interview, you got to know, okay, I am good at this, but I need to be better at something else.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's how you progressed.
Yeah, ma'am. What the thought process which I always keep is that you do what you can do at that moment of time. So in the beginning, I used to think like, okay, we will see what happens, but let me just prepare my aptitude. Then I will see. Then after that was prepared, I was like, okay, then we will prepare for interview as well, and that was the thought process.
That's really nice. You walked step by step and actually,
Yeah, ma'am, the
I mean,
reason because ma'am, as I'm my college is in tier 3 city.
mhm,
So what happens is you do not get that confidence that you can be placed in a good company. You always
mhm,
think that you would have to make a compromise at the end.
exactly.
So that is why there are a lot of students like me who don't have the confidence. But ma'am, I just want to tell them that just prepare well. Even if you start from scratch, like even if you don't know anything like aptitude, the technical stuff like data structure, programming, it will just take near to 3 to 4 months to make you placement ready. Within 3 to 4 months and planned effort, you will be placed. Mark my words, you will be placed.
Exactly. It requires some planning, some direction,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Without direction, you will be like aimless, directionless as well.
Correct. The
So you
most
need to
important
plan,
point.
have some direction, refer
Yes,
your seniors or refer anybody who knows
yes.
about it
Yes,
and
ma'am.
get the guidance and get started, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Very nice words, Harsh. So let's jump into the rounds. What all rounds you cleared TCS Ninja, TCS NQT, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's get into the rounds and then we will get into the detailing of each round, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
So,
let's get started.
okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, for TCS NQT, I have given two papers. One paper is
Okay.
for the general aptitude, and one is
Mm-hmm.
for programming.
Mm-hmm.
In general aptitude, there are three sections. One is verbal section, one is quantitative section, that is our aptitude, and third is the logical section. And the key to prepare for TCS NQT is to practice well, because we all know that TCS has they do not ask questions very difficult, but and the type of questions they ask is very, I think, according to me, is limited. So if you prepare well, then you can easily crack those exams, and if you do not prepare well, then it is quite
Exactly.
hard.
Sometimes we go out of the syllabus.
Yeah, exactly.
So we need to know which content we have to read and which we have to leave, right?
Yeah,
So
yes,
that's
ma'am.
very much important.
To be honest, I have just prepared like 7 to 8 topics for my aptitude. Like very well, I
Mhm.
prepared those topics like averages, percentage, arithmetic, then calendars, ratio proportion, then permutation combination, profit loss, and that work problems and boat and stream problems. Like these are some limited topics. You need to have a command on this topic. Once you do that, you can crack any aptitude test, because in every topic there are types of questions which are generally asked in this aptitude test. So you have to prepare all the type of questions which they ask. And once you do that, you do not need to again read that. You will be fine with it.
Exactly. Preparing uh, the quality actually matters, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You actually get to know the concepts clearly, and then any question shoots at you, you are able to solve.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
has to be the way.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Harsh, there were in this first round, aptitude round, there were three sections: quant, verbal, and reasoning, right?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
what was the timing of each section, or was it a like complete overall timing?
No, ma'am. Each even if you complete questions before the time, you need to wait for that time to complete. Like
That's it.
25 questions were there for quantitative section, and
Mm-hmm.
we had 40 minutes. Then there
Mm-hmm.
was verbal section, and we again had some 30 minutes, I guess. And there were
Mm-hmm.
30 questions, and
Mm-hmm.
we had some 20 some thing like logical questions. So it was 90-minute test for aptitude.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, I want to know, since there were sectional timings, so you obviously could not navigate between the sections, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Right.
And also, like within a particular section, could you go back to the previous question?
No, ma'am. You could not go back to the as far
Once
as I
you
remember.
answer, once you answer a question, you move ahead with the next question. You can't go back to the previous question, is it?
Ma'am, actually, I'm not sure. I gave the test long back because each version of NQT has different rules. Like in
Okay,
some tests there were timings. I don't remember, ma'am. Actually, sorry for that.
that's okay. Some the rules are given
Yeah,
beforehand,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
Before
Actually,
starting the test.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so one needs to go through them carefully and
Uh,
read them.
yes, yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay, so your first round, that is the aptitude round, and second was the coding, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So they were on the same day or after a few days?
No, ma'am. They were I think 2 days apart. I gave the test in center test.
Okay.
So yes, ma'am. Because I thought
So,
in online there can be some problems, so I chose to give it in center because at that point of time it was available that option. So I gave it in center.
okay, fine, fine. So, Harsh, what was the level of difficulty if we talk about the aptitude?
Ma'am, it was like medium level.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. It was not easy that easy. TCS NQT to clear TCS NQT, you need a preparation, a good
Hmm.
preparation for aptitude. Uh, Medium level, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So, you actually mentioned what all topics you prepared for, like you had a solid control over them. But let's talk about verbal.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you go about verbal?
Actually, I have scored 599 out of 600 marks. So you
Oh,
can think, yeah, the verbal section was quite easy, like basic
okay.
grammar, ma'am. Basic grammar. At the time was also sufficient. The verbal section is quite easy. Just you need to know the techniques, like to how to solve a paragraph, like so you need to read, and there are some tips related to that. You need to know that, and you can easily crack the verbal.
So were there active, passive, direct, indirect speeches?
Yes, ma'am.
Were
Yes,
all
ma'am.
there?
Yes, ma'am.
Articles, error
Yes, ma'am.
spotting.
Yes, ma'am. Basic grammar.
Okay, fine, fine. So, coming to the next round, that is coding round, which was after 2 days
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
first round.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you got a mail, you got an intimation from them that you cleared the first round.
No, ma'am, it is not like that. You need to
Okay,
register for that test, uh,
okay,
and you then have to give both the exams.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then the mail will come, is it?
Then, ma'am, after 1 month, the result was declared, and yeah,
So, what was asked in the coding and what was the time duration for it?
yeah, ma'am. In coding section, the first section had 10 MCQs.
Okay.
The MCQs has the syllabus for that. Those MCQs was a data structure, DBMS,
Mm-hmm.
pseudo codes were there,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, ma'am, that was it. And in the next section, I had two coding questions. They were quite easy, ma'am. They were not that difficult, and
So, do
I
you
could
remember what were the questions?
um, ma'am. I gave it in April, ma'am. I don't remember because
That's okay. That's okay. It was easy, right?
yeah, ma'am, they were easy. But still, ma'am, you need to prepare for coding also. You cannot
So,
solve those questions if you haven't practiced
okay.
enough.
So in the coding, that is a technical round, we can say there were two sections for you. First was MCQ based. There were 10 questions,
Yes, ma'am.
and it was from DBMS, data structures, and
Programming language and pseudocodes.
Pseudocodes. Okay, fine. And the next question, next section were there were two coding questions for you.
Yeah. One was a simple one, and second was a bit difficult. Not that difficult, but a bit difficult.
Do you remember what was the timing given to each section, or there was an overall timing?
Ma'am, there was an overall time of
Okay.
1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
I think 10 minutes were for the MCQs, and rest of the time was for coding.
Okay, okay, fine. So after you appeared for both the rounds, that is the round one, round two, aptitude
Yeah,
and technical,
yeah.
you got the mail after 1 month, is it?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. The results were declared.
Okay, so after that,
After that, ma'am, I think the result, I gave exam in April. Then the results were declared in the last week of May. After
mm-hmm.
that, I got interview mail in July, and
Okay,
I gave interview
quite a
on I.
tiring and long process.
Yes, ma'am. You cannot depend on one company. You just need to prepare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ma'am, then I gave the interview on 27th, and the
Mhm.
result was like I think 10 days after I received the result that you are selected.
So 27 June,
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
almost we can say 1 month
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Even
after
more than that.
your. Okay, okay. So, what was asked in the interview? Was it technical plus HR?
Ma'am, actually, it was technical plus HR plus MR.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, what all questions were asked and for how long did it go?
Ma'am, the duration for my interview was around like 27 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, the interview was started. I need to show that ID card.
Mm-hmm.
Then the technical interview started. So first
Mm-hmm.
question was introduce yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, then I gave my answers. You need to prepare well for everything. Like for an interview, this is the most important question. Introduce yourself. And ma'am,
Exactly.
I have seen that if you structure your introduction well, then you can control your interview.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. One should keep. This is the most important thing uh, as far as our interview is concerned. So I prepared my interview. Then the sir asked me about my project. My project included a website. So he asked me some basic HTML questions. And
Mm.
ma'am, I tell you, like, I was not able to answer basic HTML questions because I could not remember them. The first question, I could not answer that question. Then sir said, okay, tell me what else you know. I said, sir, I know C and C++. Then he started asking about oops and like constructor, what is constructor, what is like, what are access specifiers and all those questions. And then he asked some DBMS questions. What is normalization? What is generalization? And then he said to rate myself, my like on my programming skills.
Okay.
Yeah, then I said like I'm like 6 out of 10 in C and 7 out of 10 in C++. Then he said,
Mm.
justify your answers. Why you think? Then I justified my answers, and then he said like that's all from his side. And then MR took over. Then he,
So,
ma'am,
whatever was mentioned in your CV, only that was asked, nothing,
yeah, yes,
you
ma'am,
know,
yes, ma'am,
out of that.
yes, ma'am,
So, were you asked about the project?
yes, ma'am. It is very important question. I was being asked about project in pretty much every interview that I gave.
Okay, so as you mentioned that that introduction is plays the main part in your any interview process
Yes,
because I feel that you have got only 1 to 2 minutes to describe yourself, and then the next person is going to judge you, be the interviewer only.
yes, ma'am.
So make the best out of these 2 minutes that you
Yes,
have got.
ma'am.
Got.
Yes, ma'am.
So
That is the
prepare
key.
well on that. It's not like my name is Harsh and I'm from this college. Say more about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Say
Yes,
more
ma'am.
about what have you worked on and uh, what skills did you inculcate
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
while
If
going
you
through
if
the
you give
processes.
you your introduction with confidence and like proper structured introduction, I think 50% of the work is there done there only.
Exactly, exactly. Harsh. So moving towards the managerial, what all was asked?
Ma'am, during my managerial round, the questions were situational questions.
Okay.
So, sir started like, suppose if you are selected in TCS, how long you will stay in TCS, sir? And then I
Okay.
said, sir, I will stay as long as I can. Then he said, how long? So please give me a number. Will it be a 3 month or 4 months? Then I said, no, sir, it will probably in years. I will say 4 years. Then he asked me to justify why 4 years, why this number of four thing. Then I said, sir, during these 4 years, I would love to have a practical experience on the technologies. And after that, TCS like provides their employees the opportunity to go for higher education. Then I said, sir, I would like to go for that. So then he said, okay, if you go, and will you come back or not? Then I said, no, sir, I will come back. I would like to come
Okay.
back and I would like to showcase my skills, whatever I have done specialization in. So, okay. Then he said, yes, okay. Then pretty much that's all, ma'am, for that round.
Yeah, we'll just try to, have a normal conversation with it. It'll not be,
Yeah,
somewhat strict and all types.
yes, ma'am. They were very friendly,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, Harsh, you have almost covered everything. So, since the purpose of this interview is to help as many students as we can and reach out to as many students as possible who are actually preparing for TCS and QT
Mhm.
for the same role in the similar lines. So, I would like and I would really want you to suggest some key points that one should keep in mind while preparing for the same.
Yes, ma'am. For clearing TCS NQT, it is very important to prepare aptitude very well. If you want to clear it, you need to have solve all the types of questions that are being asked in the previous years. Because if you study the previous year questions, then you can easily solve the questions because they do not ask out of that. The questions type of the questions are pretty much fixed. So first of all, you need to prepare the theory of all the aptitude questions. Then you need to prepare for the previous year's questions. Solve a lot of mock tests. If you want to clear any aptitude test, you need to solve the mock test within that time. So they are
Hmm.
very helpful. Then for verbal, you need to practice daily, like
Hmm.
at least you need to have fixed time for that also. Logical also you need to prepare, ma'am. Preparation is key for everything. And for the technical part, I would say that you can first of all you need to clear the basics. Then you keep on reading on websites like Geek for Geeks and other websites like Quant Masters also have a lot of preparation material. You need to continuously have like solve the as much MCQs as you can, because that will give you confidence. That is very important, because what happens in a technical interview, they generally check your concepts, how well you know the concepts. And for concept building, solving MCQs is very important. So for people who are not, who think that they are not good enough in technical, I would suggest them to solve MCQs and do coding practice as well.
True, true, true.
Yeah.
So, Harsh, yeah, please. Do you want to say
And
something else?
yes, ma'am. And for interview part, the key to crack an interview is confidence.
True.
You need to keep confidence in the center of your preparation. Like, so whatever you do in your preparation, that should give you confidence. Like, ma'am, and preparation gives confidence. Like, if in an interview, we know that the general question, the first question they ask is introduce yourself. Then they ask about project, and there are questions for technical round as well. Like, if you are C++, then they will ask oops. If you tell them I'm from IT, they will ask about data structure, DBMS. You can prepare them very well. And HR questions, there are fixed questions. I think you should prepare at least 20 to 30 questions. You should know very well the answer of these questions. Even if something is asked outside of these questions, then there would be a little questions that are asked outside of your preparation.
Even if you prepare like 20 to 30 questions, one coming out of the box will
Yeah,
not be that problematic for you because you can at least make something out of it, right?
yeah, yes, ma'am, exactly, ma'am.
So, yeah. So, thank you, Harsh, for like sharing your interview experience with us, and it will help a lot of students. And all the very best for your future. I hope the video reaches out to the students who really need it for their information while preparing for the TCS NQT exam. All the very
Yes,
best to everybody and Harsh also.
thank you.
So please take care and stay in touch.
Yes, ma'am.